Hey, there we go. That's a lot clearer and a lot better. And yeah, all right. But we can see you and hear you very good. So that's the most important thing. Great, great, great. Okay, all working good. All right, guys. So in this, in today's video, in today's webinar, guys, I'm going to be doing quite a lot more videos and everything. It's that Coca-Cola refrigerator behind you now. It's just a box, unfortunately. Yeah, I'm going to be doing quite a lot of these again, guys. Okay, going through obviously ERK is growing very, very quickly, which is very, very good. Everything is coming together, lots of development work and everything going on at the minute too. Lots of new things are going to be coming, lots of advancements being made, both technically, fundamentally, everything on those lines too. So I'm going to be doing quite a lot of videos to be updating as we're going through. So yeah, on today's one, because it's been a little bit of a while since I've done one before, the main reasons for that, guys, is obviously we've known what's happening now. Obviously, we've known about because we've been negotiating it and that for a while. So we've been waiting for it to successfully, first of all, win negotiations, and then after being successful in negotiations, doing the groundwork and the foundations and everything ready to actually kickstart it. Okay, we have only just started kickstarting it. There is a lot more to come. But in today's one, guys, I just wanted to do a Q&A to cover any unanswered questions. Which generally means that you normally end up getting a lot of information out during that anyway. So without further ado, I'm going to open up the floor for you to start asking me your questions, and I will happily go through and answer them all. Okay, so we've got the Q&A. We got two different things here, guys. Okay, we have actual Q&A, which is like a Q&A tab. You'll see it where you can ask questions. There's also in the main chat as well. Okay, you can ask questions on either. It doesn't matter. I have got both open and I will pick up on both. How is the stakeable token development coming? Very good. They've been doing some work on the test net to test all of the parts of it, the components and everything that have been put together so far. The whole development obviously is a massive development. It's something that's never really been heard of, let alone even done. So yeah, we're very good in that sense that they've started doing all of the groundwork for it. The code is quite hard to explain. All of the coding and everything is pretty much made. It's just all starting to be put together. The thing is that with it, obviously you put some coding into it, different aspects of it. Then you've got to do quite a bit of testing on the test net to actually make sure that works. Remember, guys, with the blockchain, as soon as it's done, as soon as the technical upgrade is obviously implemented, there is no going back on that, so to speak. You know, it's in there and it's live. So as much as we can change it, it's a lot of work to actually do so. Obviously the upgrade to it in itself will require a fork. So yeah, it's quite a big lot to it there too. Please, I want to confirm if the ERK we keep on Eureka exchange. Yes, yes. In the words of Mr. Binance himself, yeah, it is Safu. Okay, it is. The funds on Eureka X are extremely safe. All of the ERK that comes through is actually held out in nodes, obviously, which are mega secure wallets. Very little of it is ever actually connected to the exchange, and it's the same with all. I mean, what's the win? With all different with all of the different currencies anyway, with the exception of obviously what needs to be kept in the liquidity exchange. All of the rest of it is kept in cold storage, so it's out of the way, and obviously as safe as it physically can be. Well, Darren, hello Darren. Will the Chinese office have meetings all the time, or is for a set period? All of the time. The idea is that every office there is going to have meetings all of the time. It is a constant wave effect. The only way I can really describe it, you start off with 200 leaders. Each one of those 200 leaders go and get another, each one of those 200 leaders, they start promoting it. Each one of them brings in 100 people. Those 100 people go out, each one of them brings in 100 people, or say 50 people. The leaders from the original leaders, obviously they don't stop there, they bring in another 100. So you've got like let's say a big leader, middle leader, and just somebody new that's coming in and learning. And then it goes like that. Okay, so first of all, you got 200. Before you realize it, you're at 10,000. Before you realize it, after that, you're at 50,000. Before you realize it, after that, you're at 200,000 and 1 million, and so on and so forth. That's how networking works. China is very much face-to-face networking, so it spreads very, very quickly. Excuse me. Right, a couple of questions on here. Funds of Safu, absolutely. How many leaders does China have at this point? They are nearly on completion of the first lot of leaders going through, but it is a continuous process. Once the first set of all leaders have gone through, from then, obviously they will then go, because all of the leaders that you've been seeing, guys, in the videos over the last few days, the majority of them are flying in from different cities throughout the entirety of China. So they're actually flying in, they're having a presentation, they're staying for a couple of days, they're having a presentation, they're going through information about the coin, everything like that. I won't lie for it, they're looking at obviously the sales pictures and they're going through that. They already have a lot of information, but they're going through and they're doing the face-to-face part at that point. From there then, they obviously buy, they wish to. On the following day is generally for training about how they can learn, so that they can go back to their relevant towns, cities, etc., and they can actually do the promotions there with their existing teams. Okay, the vast majority of all of these leaders already have big teams where they come from as well, therefore going through. Okay, so first question, why are the Chinese people buying? Because, like we've been saying for a long time, they understand the technology. The only way I can explain it without trying to think is they've taken the time to actually go through. They've taken the time to look at the technology in comparison to our competitors. They've had it verified, of course. They've taken the time to look at the business. They've taken the time to look at the entire thing. And when you do that, it is very, very, very easy to understand that Eureka's nowhere near where it's going to be. We have better technology. In fact, we have an upgraded version of the Ethereum blockchain and an equal, if not better version. Well, the parts that we have here make the Bitcoin version of the blockchain better as well, put into one blockchain. Yeah, we are a hard fork of quantum. We have a lot of technical upgrades over the top of quantum. We are cheaper, we are faster, we have more scalability. Plus, obviously, we're going to have the staking tokens and all various different things like that. So it really is not hard. So the answer is, why are they buying it? Because they got common sense at the end of the day, because they've read through, they've looked at everything, and they have made their own educated decisions to do so. So no, it's not just on promise. It's on their personal decisions and their educations on doing so. Today your team are buying ERK worth of 7 Bitcoin. No, majority of that's obviously all going through from external. So yes, China obviously is buying a lot, and China is a very, very strong reasoning and part of it. But also it's starting to wake up everybody else, users of things from all around the world. People that, let's just say, maybe didn't take the time to have a look at what ERK actually was, what it actually was about, and now starting to actually pay attention. Okay, so we're seeing buying coming in from all different directions, but it's actually just the beginning. Will the Chinese government have any problem with this? Absolutely not. Chinese government are actually very, very interested in cryptocurrency themselves. They're actually quite open for blockchain, and there's a lot of blockchain companies obviously operate in China, and no, there's no issues with it. They have their guidelines, obviously, which the Chinese leaders understand. A lot of the things that we're doing, that we've discussed, obviously, we do within, make sure that it's within those guidelines, and there's no problems with that. What are your predictions for the coin price for the next 3 to 12 months? I'm going to answer that one separately, because I see there's a couple of people asking the same thing. How many Chinese leaders do we have on our side? A lot, growing daily. Are the Chinese joining the passive system that starts? Yes, they will, but I'm going to explain. I'm going to go into that, and I'm going to explain. I'm going to explain a little bit more about the vision, okay, for the mid-term from this point. Okay, so we do have a plan. We have it's about a 10-step plan. Yes, we do have that. Yes, it is part of the vision. Our target, guys, okay, I'm not going to lie, our target is to get ERK at the minimum, into the top 20. Okay, our actual target across about 24 months is to to push into the top 10. Okay, but I will discuss that a little bit as we're going through. So other Chinese looking to join into the passive systems and other things like that, I'll cover that too. How many IPX coins are available? Ask Mark. As much as obviously we support Mark and everything on the development fronts and things like that, the actual running of the token, I don't actually really have much to do with it, I'm going to say. Right, that doesn't mean that we don't support it. We do, and for part of the plans, as I will discuss, it is definitely there from our position. But the day-to-day running, I'm not 100% sure. Yes, CCP is big on blockchain. Okay, yeah. Same as AI. They have BSN network. Ask the Chinese, Darren, if you can earn on board Eureka on BSN network in China. Yes, but let's not run too fast. Let's walk, and then we'll jog, then we'll have a run, then we'll have a sprint. Yeah. Otherwise, we're going to end up with a sprained ankle. But yes, I have no doubt. I have no doubt that it will all come. But I'm also fully aware, and we have to respect that there are stepping stones in order to do things. I've been in this industry for a good while. The crypto industry, I understand it. Obviously when we talk with exchanges, we do talk with powerful people in the crypto space. We do have a good understanding as to what it is, what the procedures are and everything like that. So we've built our plan based on that. But it's not going to be a slow journey, I can put it that way. It's we're moving very, very fast, very, very forward. Very, very forward, very, very fast. That's the right way. Please, I want to confirm, yeah, already done that one. yes, they'll all be having, the majority of the leaders also do have a large amount of the leaders all have their own offices as well in all of their relevant cities that they come from. How do you plan to integrate the EFI to finance into the Eureka blockchain? And can you tell us about your decentralized exchange? It seems now everyone is moving to decentralized finance. We know obviously that there's a bit of a swell in the market to do with decentralized finance. Is it something that's emerging that's new and long term? Yes. Is the excitement going to be around it like it is right now forever? Probably not in the early days. We are looking at decentralization of finance for certain things where Eureka will actually be the center of it. Eureka coin will actually physically be what is used, which is quite different to a lot of the others because they normally use a token. It will be the center of it. I can't say too much because we're in discussions and it's not only us that's doing it. It's not something that we're prospectively looking at doing solely. It's something that obviously we will be giving support as the Eureka blockchain and development and things like that. Okay, today your team will buy ERK worth of 7 Bitcoin. Even if I knew we were, I wouldn't tell you. But the volume obviously on Eureka X over the last few days has been about 7, 8 BTC, and like I explained before, lots of that's coming from China, but also different parts of the world. Lots are waking up too. Where do you see ERK value in 2-3 years time? Much higher than it is now. Do you think we can drop to 150 sats region? No. Knowing what's coming, if it goes to 100, in fact, actually, knowing what's coming, I can tell you that it's almost impossible for it to go back to 150 sats region because we would buy it all at that price, and considerably above that, knowing that we would be Cheshire cats very soon. In your plans for ERK, is there any room of getting the coin listed on any exchange like Binance or thing? Yes, that's part of the plan, obviously the 10-step swing that we have discussed. But again, you do not just wake up one morning and decide that you want to list on Binance. Even if you wake up one morning and you happen to have the money there ready to just go and jump and do it straight away, you still cannot just decide that you want to list on Binance. There is a stepping stone process, community, you need to be listed on other major exchanges, just to name a couple. Obviously there's the legal side, but pretty much we've got that covered anyway. But then there is a number of different factors, and the procedure for listing on Binance is not simple. So you need to be listed, and so we do have plans. We're all ready for that. We are already on HitBTC, which is classified as a major exchange. It is in our midterm targets to be targeting. I say midterm, it's not midterm, it's short term. But knowing that the mindset in this industry a lot of the time is 24 hours is long term, I refer to it as midterm. Short term, i.e. over the next few months, yes, the plan is Qcoin, OKX, Weeby, Binance, Coinbase. Okay, that is the stepping stones procedure. What we're pretty much doing, if I put it very, very clearly at the minute, what we're pretty much doing is creating a network throughout China. And the Chinese leaders are fantastic. They're really, really pushing it out. China's taking a first mover's advantage. Once they've done that, obviously that's going to put liquidity higher. It's going to put the volume higher. Naturally, it's going to put the price a lot higher. Then the idea is the next step, whilst that is emerging, is to list the bigger exchanges so that we then start getting the global appearance. At that time as well, during that time, shall I say, we're going to be having offices set up in different countries. Obviously, we need to work around Corona for that, for the situation in each one of those different places. So yeah, to have the offices in the other countries, as we've already said, South Korea, we are looking at Japan, India, Russia, major places that network in that kind of way. And then from there, yeah, just the networking effect. We are trying out something in China at the minute as well, which will be an affiliate-based thing, an affiliate-based program internally, specifically for ERK, and it will run through the exchange. So I had one of those things pop up and tell me that they needed to do that they wanted to do an update on my laptop. I thought, oh no. Right. So yeah, then it's the networking effect, guys. Okay, so it's a matter of going out. It's a matter of them networking in different countries. I've also been approached by people in Ireland that wish to have one there. Obviously, we'll be doing something here in the UK too. So it's a matter of getting that networking effect all out there as well. What the vision is. In fact, actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through, I'm going to answer these questions that I've got very quickly, and then I'm going to talk about the actual 10-step plan. I'm going to talk about the vision, and then talk about what our full intention is to do, and where all of the other companies and everything that everybody is already starting to ask me questions about as well, that I've said I'll come back to. I will explain where the vision in my head, mechanically, how everything will be working, and obviously and I can say that from it having been discussed with the major leaders too. So, is ERK listed in any other wallet? Where can I hodl? You could do it in coin payments, but at the end of the day, we have our own nodes. We have our own version of MetaMask, obviously. You can store it in the exchange. It's very safe to do so because we hold it on those nodes for you. If anything, holding it on the exchange is one of the safer places. But yeah, we have our own nodes and everything like that, guys. Okay, and that is a hardware wallet, and you cannot get much safer than that. But yeah, we're listed in coin payments. Obviously, you can hold it there as well. And yeah, there will be considerably more wallets too. What market strategy are you using with China in terms of incentive for the leaders? It was mentioned that if it was successful, it would be rolled out globally. Yes, an affiliate plan model. If it's successful, then it will be being rolled out globally. It should be ready probably by the end of, we're on now Friday, so by the end of this coming week, it should be live. The idea for that is 10% level 1, 5% level 2, and you need to have a minimum of $200 worth of ERK in your balance to qualify. Very simple. That will actually be rolled out globally straight away, that part of it too. And if you do have that 10%, obviously, and the 5% coming through, that is, for example, if you're downline, if I refer somebody and they bring in somebody that buys 1,000 coins, I, as level 1, would receive 100 coins. My upline would receive 50 coins. Okay. Now, obviously, we have an allocation of coins ready for that, and this is only really a test run, guys. Okay, and this will lead on to further things. Okay, but the basic idea of that is that if the amount of coins, as the price goes up, obviously the amount of coins actually being used is less because it's obviously against the dollar. Therefore, those coins can actually bring in, not only drive the price up considerably, but they can last a long time too, and it brings the average constantly going up and up and up. The average of those coins are going out, and therefore it will go parabolic pretty much. When people ask me about prices and things like that, I will be completely honest and say it's a very hard question, because at this point I have my personal goals, and that's pretty much, I have my things where I will be comfortable at, where I think it should be, where I think these things will put it. I don't want to put a cap on the RK. If I tell you I expect $3 during next year, that almost caps the expectation at $3. That's just a point that I would be quite happy. Yeah. I think it can go considerably further than that. Based on all of the metrics, based on the technologies we've discussed, based on some of the other bits and pieces that I'm going to talk as we go through as well. Yeah, it can go absolutely parabolic. I've said from the beginning, and I've been saying this for months and months and months and months. The only thing ERK has ever been missing is community. Okay, and we've certainly hit the nail in the head, and we've certainly found all of the solutions for that. We no longer have an issue of community. Community growth is going absolutely parabolic, and is leaving us, and it is fast tracking us on our plans, constantly fast tracking us. Where we know, boom, we're going to go on the exchange, we're going to go on KuCoin, we're going to be able to go on OKX. You're talking millions and millions of people. We know that the marketing in China is quite an expectation to bring millions of people. The marketing effect that has throughout the rest of the world, seeing that brings in, so we are building a massive base. We have spent months building a base that nobody else could see except for us, so that we don't want a pump and dump. We want something that, as it keeps rising, it has reasons why it's doing that, why it's holding that price. Why right now is it holding 8.5 cents? I don't know. I think it can go considerably higher, and it still would be massively undervalued. But it's to make sure, that it has that strength. Why is it holding there? Because right at this minute, that is the dictated price where the buying is matching in the selling, and the buying is constantly growing in comparison to the selling decreasing. Okay. Therefore, the price naturally is moving on up. Do I see $100 on for our coin ever? Yes, I do. Honest answer, yes, I do. And more. But that's my opinion, guys, okay? I want you to look at it. I want you to go through. I cannot encourage you or try and explain to you enough. Understand what you have. Take 45 minutes out of a day somewhere and read the white paper. Have a look at some of our competitors. Have a look at some of the other big coins on the market, the blockchains in particular. Look at their speed. Look at what their plans are for scalability. Scalability is like the ultimate thing of the minute, because we know that Bitcoin's scalability is nothing far short of useless. Ethereum has scalability issues. We won't have that, and we've already found the solution for that to make sure that pretty much it will never happen. Look at the speed, look at the pricing for the transactions and how all of that kind of works as well. look at all of these things. Okay, so that's just the present, some of the prospective things of the blockchain. Look at what can be done on the blockchain, how easy it is to build over the blockchain. Anything on Ethereum can be built on us. Any update that Ethereum does, we can do at the same time. And even during the same day, if Bitcoin went and done something, we could implement that as well. So we are in the most strongest position that anything could possibly be in terms of technology for this industry. Please no rush for Binance. CZ puts 50x leverage on smaller coins and that crushes the price. Not in a rush for Binance. No, I want Binance, and I want Binance as soon as possible. Of course I do, like everybody else. Doesn't actually mean that I've got to agree straight away to it having futures markets. Because yeah, I agree, obviously without futures markets and leverage trading, of course. Leverage trading, not quite so bad, I guess, in principle, but for people to actually have the ability to short a coin, yes, it can have a negative effect on its price, that can. But it also brings it much more liquidity and everything else. So yes, in the long term, that is part of it, but not right now. Any update on CBT? I'm going to talk about that one as I'm going through in the latter part as well. But the overall for CBT, what can I say about CBT? It is fully paired. It is a utility coin. It is completely tied to the chatbot platform. See CBT rise, share CBT, grow the chatbot platform, share it with people. That's it. That is as complicated as that issue there is. So let's say a newbie coming in would be a life-changing entry level ERK bag to buy model. Coming in, what would be a life-changing bag? Completely depends on the individual, what the individual, where the individual lives, what the individual's economic status is, what the individual classifies as life-changing money. What I would say is, buy, if you have spare money, use that for ERK. And I mean spare money, not your bill money, not your, don't buy Bitcoin with your bill money. Don't use your bill money for your bills. Certainly don't hold it in fiat money, but use your living money. And if you have something spare on the side, buy some as it goes up. If you see a dip, buy some. But in general, I would say where we are in these regions, and I think where we're going to be, I think it's going to grow. I think it's going to grow quickly. But in the short term, this is like early adapters ranges. This is like your BTC and Ethereum at 10 cents to a dollar type arena that we're in now, and we're going to be in, even if the price 10x is still in early adopters areas there. So the honest answer is I can't give a direct answer to that because I don't know about that person, and also it's a hard one to say anyway. But yeah, they should. Whatever they have spare, and it all comes down to mindset as well, doesn't it? You go out to a restaurant, you sit down, you spend, as a family, if we go to a restaurant, you sit down, a couple of drinks, something to eat, it's probably like 50 quid at the very, very least. That 50 quid, did you need to spend that 50 quid there? If you're in a position that you want to obviously drive yourself further forward, and I'm not saying don't enjoy life at the same time, but have that balance, make sure that you're putting some aside into, and is ERK good for that? My opinion, yes. Based on everything I can see, very much so. Have a look at it, go through everything, make your own mind. Is the price of EOS, can it drop again? No, I don't think so. Little moves up and down, but in general, I mean, it's only going one way. In fact, I'm pretty bloody confident, guys, it's only going one way. You've seen, obviously, yesterday, okay, so over the price increase over the 2 to 3 days prior to that, because of the price increase jumping up so much, yes, it started pulling in some sellers. There's still some people in the market that think that a jump up to like 6 cents, 7 cents, 8 cents, 9 cents, think that that means that it's going to cause a massive retracement. ERK is so early and it is so undervalued that the fundamental, your technical analysis, fundamental actually it does come into consideration, but your technical analysis doesn't really come into play yet. You know, when it's got mass liquidity, when it's at a higher flying price of which the technology deserves, obviously the business and everything else too, the community and the size and everything like that match, that's where your technical analysis and everything starts coming into play. Hi Darren, this is what intrinsic value looks like. Yeah, when you can actually back something with something, and when you can show why it is that price, like a real reason as to why it is that price, that's when something starts to become very, very powerful. Is the price of VRK still low? In my opinion, yes, very, very. Are new projects approaching to be built on Eureka blockchain? Yep, but again, I'm going to talk about that in a second because that's part of what I'm going to. Is the price of VRK stable? Will it drop again? No. When does the MEC stop giving us our daily percentages? When it's returned the full 150% after what would be approximately 300 days. The sky is the limit, basically. Absolutely. What other coins and tokens are coming to Eureka X? Constantly under review. It's something that we're looking at a lot, but we're also looking at what's actually being used from the existing. If it is something, I know I'm saying very, very clearly, guys, for Eureka X, for the multiple order books, for the different pairings and things like that, if it's something that people really want to see for a long time to come, you've got to use it, guys. Yeah, because if we see that something isn't being used, then we won't keep putting lots of time and development into building it more. Okay, and that's not to say that it's not being used and that it's not, but as we grow, it needs to obviously grow in line with it. What other content? Hey Darren, is CBT going to be worth anything? Yeah, I'll cover that one too. It's unstable. ERK listed on Coinbase? No, not yet. Yeah, Gerard, okay, so you make a very, very good point here, and that's something that I've been trying to say, guys, okay, and don't think ever that I'm trying to avoid telling you a price or anything like that, but what Gerard's put here pretty much sums it up. Since we've heard about $3 next year, there has been fears that once it reaches $3, it will dump, and maybe if it's the highest it reaches. Any thoughts? Okay, well, first of all, I don't think if it has the reason to continually grow, it will continually grow anyway, okay, regardless of that. But yes, it can cause a dumping effect because psychologically it's saying $3, right? I'm just saying that at $3, I'd be very happy. Yeah, and I'm saying I can see during that time that $3 we feel to be very, very achievable. Okay, anybody that knows me will know that anything that I commit to publicly is conservative. Okay, when it comes to numbers, figures, projections and things, I am very conservative. I'm a bull in a china shop for work, don't get me wrong. I don't stop. We push forward very, very fast and go hard and fast. Okay, that's life. That's the way that I am. But very, very conservative in things like projections and things like that. So yes, when I say $3, it is just a price of which that we believe to be very, very doable during that time. It doesn't mean I don't think it can go to $5. It doesn't mean I don't think it can go to $10. If the community growth is there, the other steps and things that we do, I think it can go considerably further than that, but I'm just giving rough indicators as to an area that during that time frame should be very doable to do. Any features or enhancements in Eureka in the near future? Been glitchy with USDT, BTC, and LTC. Yeah, this has been solved. This was actually an internal error, of which is something that we've gone over, and we've sorted that now. That they issues will not arise anymore. Is trading going profitable now? Yeah, trading's going all right. Trading's going all right. Obviously, as we are building out, as we are starting to build in different directions and things like that as well now, we are starting to invest quite a lot more heavily in the marketing side as well. So yeah, yes, trading is going much better. It's definitely becoming profitable again, which is obviously much better than the Corona situation. It's still not in full swing. Obviously, there's still a lot of uncertainty in the markets, and the markets are not really moving. They're almost making a big move and kind of consolidating, doing very, very boring for a while, and then making a move down in that case, consolidating for a while, then they're moving back up slowly. So yes, trading is it's not in full swing as per where we'd normally be, but it's going okay. Yeah, people taking profits, it's only natural. Exactly, people taking profits is only natural. But guys, the thing that I want you to actually look at is look in the order books. Okay, you can see that it went from here to jump right the way up to here, and it's just come down to here to consolidate. And whilst it's consolidating, all that it's doing is that those people in that area that want to take profits, it's just changing hands from somebody that bought at 2 and sold at say 8 or 9, right, to now somebody that's bought at 8 or 9 that's looking at $1. Okay, it is a very positive movement. When do I plan to be in the top 100? The rate of growth at which that we are seeing, the rate of growth at which that we are seeing, and the rate of growth that I anticipate to continually come, along with the other factors in place of which of driving forward, not long is the simple answer. I'm not going to cap it, and I'm not going to say a time, because if I do, I have to be conservative and say something that, to be honest with you guys, it can move a lot bloody faster than what I think is the honest answer. We plan conservatively, we plan for example, right, and I'm saying this for example, and this is only an example, but it's doable. I could tell you realistically, I think that by the end of next week, I think that we're going to be comfortably somewhere between my conservative mind now speaking, I think we're going to be on an approach towards 15 cents. My conservative mind speaking, with the growth and everything we're seeing. Is 25 cents by the end of next week doable? Yeah, absolutely. Is 30 cents doable? Yeah. So you see what if I say 15 cents, all that's in the mind is 15 cents during that time. Right? Can it go parabolic? Yeah. As soon as the networking effect takes place, it can move far, far quicker. The only thing that I can really say during this time is that I'm very comfortable. Okay, I will not be very comfortable if I see it going parabolic beyond a true kind of value marking in line with community, in line with, at the minute we're growing nicely and sustainably because we're growing, but as we're growing, the community is growing. Okay, and understand, community is the holy grail. Okay, the community is growing. At the same time, the technology is already there, okay, and miles ahead of where we are, and continuously going to be moving on. As long as they factors are in place, then it's reasoning for its value, and obviously the company coming in and being in that place and being strong on that level as well is very important. So yes, to answer the question, it's it's as long as there's reasoning for why it's at that thing, I can say I'm very comfortable, and I am very comfortable for a long way. Okay, I believe at this given point right now, ERK value should be about $3. Okay, and until that point, I will be comfortable. That's me. That's my thinking. Yes, I can see quite a lot, everything, but that's my thinking, okay, value-wise. And as that growth, like I said, things continue, as long as that is the case, if I think that the ERK is going parabolic upon and beyond where it should be, I will say, because I don't want it to be up and down. It's not. The vision for ERK is to have something that has true value. It's to a community. It's to build a worldwide platform. It's universal. Okay, obviously Polaris universal, but it's to be universal. It's the store of value principle of itself. For me, it's what money should be. Money should be something that if you save it, and if you hold on to it, it should, with time, at least, maybe slowly, but it will grow in value, you know, so that you can, in today's world, if we save, demand is always going to grow throughout the world because the population is always going up, okay? That's something that's a given. And at some point, whenever, obviously, we will probably be living on the moon, we will probably be living on Mars because our population will be too big for Earth. So demand isn't the problem. Businesses grow constantly, etc., etc. So demand isn't the problem. The problem in the world, so to speak, is supply. Now, the way, obviously, that ERK works as well, in those premises, it means that if you was to put £1,000 in the bank for your kids, for college, if you wanted to put £1,000 or $1,000, if you wanted to do that every year for 17, 18 years so that they had, I don't know, what would be 17, 18K, I guess, and you wanted to set them up to go to college or go to university or for them to get a deposit for the first house or whatever, if you wanted to do that or something like that for them, that when you got there, that would actually be that and something else, you know. The buying power would actually be that or better when you did so. Preferably better, you know, because you spent all of that time holding on to it. And that's what should be, that's how money should be, not like now, you know, I've been to look at I've looked at ISAs for the kids, okay, and you looked at the ISAs, and no word of a lie, I've been in the bank, I've spoken to the bank people, and I've said to them, you know, what's the best rate? Okay, well, we can give you 1.5% per year. Well, that's fantastic. What's the expected I've lost the bloody word, inflation for the year? Okay, so the expected inflation is higher at the minute, obviously, but the expected inflation normally is about 2%. Okay, so you're telling me that actually I'm going to lose money in buying power every time it's here? Yeah. Why would anybody save? Okay, so for me, ERK has a far bigger purpose and a far bigger picture and a far bigger drive, and I think it has the potential to be. It solves so many problems and it has the technical ability to do so. What about the Eureka app? Currently apps are very, very bad, and we could really like to see an advanced exchange and a really excellent mobile app. Okay, so the exchange works well. Obviously, there's a couple of things obviously that we sorted out over the last week with regards to mainly the plugins with the liquidity, so that's sorted. For the app, we need to wait until we've finished off the last bits of development that we are currently already working on for the exchange before we publish the app, because otherwise we publish the app, then we need to do that, then we need to obviously recode the app anyway and re-release the app. It's just more nightmare than it's worth. So the answer is it won't be long. But like I said, for the exchange and for obviously we're always going to have the exchange and that, but for the features for us in adding more tokens, it all depends, like the usage of what we already have. Do you think there'll be a lot of selling at 15 and 25 cents because that's where they're breaking? Yeah, if you want to know the honest answer, I'll give you my honest answer. Yes, I think there's going to be selling, but I think that the buying power is going to be considerably more. Yeah, I think, yes, there's going to be some people that want to sell. Yes, there's always going to be people that sell, because there's always going to be people that have bought it lower and will wish to sell it a bit higher on shorter time trading. And as that emerges, obviously that will become more and more as well. But I think that there's going to be a lot more buying power than there possibly could be selling power. I have a good idea as to how much ERK is in what I would say stronger hands, and at the minute I would say a strong hand is someone that isn't liable to be selling below $2. And yeah, there really isn't that much between here and there in terms of what actually being sold. Yes, I think it would be sold, but as you've seen, 70 grand, you know, so 70 grand on day 3 of Chinese model starting to kick off. That model obviously we're addressing and we're taking globally as well. That's not even including the volume on the other exchanges. So you're talking, you know, $3-4 million in buying power a month now, when we've only just started. Okay, the networking effect has only just begun. So yes, I think that there's going to be some sellers. Yes, I think there might be a good few sellers, but I think there's going to be a lot more buying power coming in. And I think that, as we have seen over the last few days, those sell orders can be eaten up in seconds, quite literally. That's great. Yeah, it is. Any plan Eureka debit card? Yes, it is. Okay, so yes, we've gone through, guys. We've spoken to a couple of companies, and we've had serious conversations with a couple of companies regarding the debit cards and everything else. If I'm honest, I'm still not amazed with the offers, okay, because it is a very, very competitive space, and for it to be worthwhile, we need to be able to be ultra competitive. So I'm not settling for something that I think is average. I'm pushing so that we can get it so that it's ultra competitive, where I think it will actually be able to spread very, very quickly. And the other thing, I don't want you to use a Eureka one that's going to cost you more than some other companies want, because that defeats the object. When does MAC stop giving us a daily percentage when the packs have reached under 50%? There's only been one worth of being buying today so far, as opposed to 7, 8, 2 days. Any particular reason? Because it's not going to be every day. Some days you're going to see more, some days you're going to see less. It is not a big concern that there is not every. I'll rephrase that. Some days are going to have a lot more volume than others, especially in the earlier days. Obviously if there's a big meeting going on, and I mean there are always meetings going on, there's been obviously meetings going on even today. The level of that meeting, the process of those people going back to their own cities and everything, it's going to take a couple of weeks before I think the next level 2 stage of networking is really going to go parabolic. However, in the meantime, there are people still going in that office all of the time, and that are still obviously buying up. And even with only that being, I'm going to use that actually as a testament, because that's a really good point. Even with that being all that was actually bought so far in that period, it's still been holding the price and actually moving the price slightly up as well. So that just goes to show actually the testament that a bigger day, slightly bigger day, could drive the price considerably again, as we've seen over the last few days. Any plan to list ERK on any popular e-commerce platform? Yes, but it will be later. There's no point in even trying to go into it and discuss with partners and things now regarding doing it, because it's part of the stepping stones procedure. So like the exchanges, like I said, big community, going on to the major exchanges, then you start to look at doing things. And I've seen it before, lots of companies they try to just jump it as a step ahead. And if you do that, the thing is, you can't be impatient in this game. Like, you need to do things in the levels, you have to respect the levels that are there. So you have the big community, and the community is growing, you do the exchanges, which grows the community even more from that point forward. And you can look at doing things like e-commerce, because you need to have the liquidity. Nobody wants to receive something if they can't sell it instantaneously, or at least very, very quickly. So yeah, it's a stepping stones procedure, but yes, we are on the right path. We are going very, very, very quickly. And I think today's a Friday as well, which is probably a reason for a bit of a quiet day too. Right, that actually appears to be all of the questions for a minute. So I'm going to go through vision. CBT, IPX, everything else that's coming. Community growth. At the minute, Eureka is the blockchain, okay, which is what connects everything. Eureka is the umbrella, okay. Polaris Universal is the company umbrella, which all of the other businesses and companies come under. Eureka is the umbrella for the blockchain. A lot of this side regularly meets this side, because lots of the projects coming through here have their own tokens, will have their own tokens, have the intentions of their own tokens. Therefore, this also meets this side quite a lot too. The idea and what we are doing at the minute is that we are working extremely hard, pushing forward, and it's already very, very much in line, and we're already starting to see it, albeit only small so far. But the idea that what we're working towards, guys, is worldwide expansion for ERK. Worldwide expansion for ERK gives us a very, very big community, which gives us influence. From that point forward, CBT. So CBT chatterbox will obviously be used as our communication path, even with all of the Chinese using that too, having it put into Chinese as we speak. They all will go through a similar incentive plan. We will do a similar marketing plan for CBT. So we get ERK there, and we get CBT, IPX there. Okay, they're our first two tokenized projects. Obviously, IPX is marked, but still, you know what I mean. It's the first two, obviously supported by us, so to speak. Those two will be the first two to have the incentive. Now, what we are doing is that we are laying the foundations. Okay, so when we have that community, through a network effect, which means when we release something, we already have all of the pipelines in place. An incentive program for IPX or an incentive program for CBT, it's there, it's boom. Okay, the vision. What can we offer you? Right. And why am I so confident? Okay. You are a founder of a project, whatever that project be, right? You want to have a token. What can we offer you? We can offer you, we'll make a token for you anyway. The token will be able to be proof of stake in its own right, have its own consensus, have its own voting, have its own, its own governance, all of the things, parts of baby cheese. That in itself is good. We can list your token on our exchange, okay? And obviously the exchange will be constantly growing naturally anyway, with very, very big community. We have a very large community, of which we will work together with you to create an incentives program, an affiliate program, where we can spread that throughout the world, throughout the network very, very quickly. We can do that with any project. So whatever we develop, we have the sales force in place throughout the world. We can develop it, or if somebody else has a project, we can do that too. So why will people come to the Eureka network? Because we have everything that they want. We have everything that a project could need, okay? Or we will have everything. And that is where we are, and that's where we're going, okay? I've said it before and I say it again, we have the technology. We are now fast and very, very rapidly growing the community, and the company obviously will get stronger in line with them, because the company's products, okay, when somebody comes into ERK, they're also obviously part of the company, but the company owns Chatbox, so the company will make through that way too. Having a big community, anything that the company does, means that the company can obviously do product launches very, very easily, partnerships, whether it's passive, whether it's something else, product-based, sales-based, whatever it is. We've got a very, very big community to go through, which means that the company will be growing very, very quickly too. And of course, the company has a very nice holding of the arcade, therefore it grows in that sense as well, keeping it in line. So overall, we have a very balanced system where we will be able to offer what nobody else can offer, does offer, or probably ever will offer. And for us, we want the market to come to us. We're not going to be charging the market millions of dollars to come to us. I want every project to come to us, to come on our blockchain. I want our blockchain to be the blockchain to come to. Why? Boom, boom, boom. Simple. There we go. Right. What more is there to it? I can go on Eureka blockchain. I can go. I can go on Ethereum blockchain, and I can go and make me token. But that's it. That's the end of the line. That's the end of the supporting and everything else. We want it to be, you can come. We've got the network, we'll help you. Right, so we don't need to have thousands and thousands and thousands. We need to have a number of decent projects coming through. And as that continuously goes through, projects that are good, projects that have reason for growth. At the same time, we also have our developers working on-chain. So we've got the betting site, which is very near to completion. They were doing some testing on that. It looks very, very good. There was just a couple of minor setbacks, let's say, that's put it back a little bit further than anticipated, but it's not going to be long at all. So yeah, that's growing very, very nicely as well. Everything is growing at a very, very fast pace. Is the pace considerably faster than what I thought it was going to be? It's hard to say. It's too early to say. So we will see over the next, over the next week or two. But from what I'm seeing parabolic territory, and I think that ERK is going to be nicely moving its way up to what I and the team, obviously, and all of the leaders for that fact, see as its true value. Any new features or enhancements for the Eureka X in the near future? Bing glitch. I've already answered that one already. My head is spinning with the mention of My head is spinning with the mention of ERK potentially hitting $100 per coin. Right, I want to explain something. Okay, so I've just explained to you for the blockchain for our longer term vision. I'd say no. For me, that's a mid-term vision, because realistically, that's a vision within 2 years, guys. Okay, and I'm very open to be able to say that. Within 2 years, I expect the progress of that to be very, very big within a year. And within 2 years, I expect there to have been a number of projects to have flowed through the same procedure, so to speak. Now, yeah, when I talk about it hitting $100, I am not joking, and I'm being deadly serious when I say I think Eureka has more potential. Ethereum has first mover advantage, which is something that we need to respect. If Eureka builds the community size like Ethereum, which it can do, then it can surpass the values of Ethereum. Ethereum is going to go into the thousands of dollars. Okay, and yes, I think that Eureka will be a contender in that arena. It is our targets to push it up into the top 10. So we need to be thinking about that. And for anybody that knows me will know that my mindset, my vision is that no challenge is too much. I literally live on the challenge. The bigger the challenge, the bigger the drive for me. And yeah, I'm looking. I'm very much looking forward to what's coming. And yeah, when you can see behind the scenes, when you can have some of the discussions that we've had, and seeing the excitement for where we are, I can honestly say haven't seen anything yet. We are, even just in China alone, we have dipped a baby toe into a foot bath, which is in the sea, which is in an ocean. You know, we haven't, we've taken, we've taken 2 jelly beans out. We've taken 2 Cadbury's chocolate bars out of the entire of the factory. You know, it's not even worth mentioning. And we're already, the excitement obviously that has already caused is great, but I'd say don't get too overexcited yet, because you're going to need to hold on. Yeah, you're going to need to hold on so that you can control it a bit later as well. Yeah. But yeah, it's all a progress, and it's all a process. To be fair, it is all a process. It's stepping stones. It's the networking effect. We all know the power of networking effect, and that's why we're all here. Like majority of people here are obviously here because they're either investors of some sort, or because they are networkers. You know, work from home. You know, duplication. All of this thing. Everybody knows the power of this. So what we have, and well, obviously for Christy and for Shifan, I want to say massive thank you to them, because they work incredibly hard to make all of this happen in China. And yeah, we are incredibly appreciative, and yeah, we are but like I said, for those who know me, they will know what I'm like, and I dream big, but we're looking at going even considerably beyond my own dreams. What's the aim for daily volume on the exchange? It's an achievable target. Again, I can't put a cap on that. The volume on the exchange is an achievable target. It all depends on the community, and now we are targeting a community, and we are starting to spread through a community that understand blockchain, they understand cryptocurrencies, they do trading. Volume will grow. It is just a matter of in which way the trading will take place, and the setup, obviously, and things like that can be tweaked, and what particular coins are being used, which ones aren't, and things like that. But I mean, it wouldn't surprise me if ERK can go into the millions of volume in itself. So, you know, that in itself, plus on top of that, those traders, obviously, they will be trading BTC, USDT, and everything like that. So, yeah, it's $100 within 2 years. Really, is that the vision? Yeah, I think that's doable. Like I said, we need to give it a few weeks to see exactly, and obviously we need to respect the process. I am not fixated on price, guys. Okay, I say to you, I think that's possible. I do think it's possible. I think it can go more than that. I think it could well go a bit less than that. I don't know. I'm not fixated on that. I'm fixated on the more important things, the reason why it would be that. I have no interest in it being $100 one day and $10 the next, like we see too often with some cryptocurrencies. But we like volatility, but volatility should be a reason. There should be a reason for it always too. But yeah, my main goal is building the community, building the projects on the blockchain, bringing in further projects onto the blockchain, other companies, other businesses, other founders, things like that, the on-chain development, and obviously building up our existing businesses as well in line with that, because as the community grows, everything that we do is built in line with the community. Okay, so obviously we build things that we know the community would like to. As we do that, growth. I am interested in the intrinsic value, as keeps being discussed, the fundamentals. Okay, that's what I am interested in. The reason, the community growth. Okay, got the big community going on to the exchanges. That now is where the focus is, and that's where it will continually be put for a good while. I am not fixated on any price, and to be honest with you, for quite a long time, I don't think any price is really gonna surprise me on the way up. Yeah, so I'm happy. Obviously in terms for the passive systems, things like that, yeah, as the community comes in, because when they do the presentation for ERK, it's not only a presentation for Eureka, the presentation is for Polaris, so it is everything that Polaris has, that it is involved in, that it's got itself, what it does, what it can offer. Okay, the presentation that everybody receives covers everything. So we have people who obviously, near enough everybody will join Chatterbox because it will be the main communication point. But Eureka Move, people interested in Eureka Move. Actually, Tommy's Market's interested in Eureka Move. Going through, all of the different businesses, the passive ones. Yes, there'll be a lot of them interested in going in through on the passive side too. Nothing will match everybody, but each project will have people for it to meet because it will be in the sheer numbers. Okay, does anybody have any last questions before I finish? But yeah, to summarize, ERK goes widespread. Okay, focus now, ERK widespread, big community on top exchanges. Next step, IPX or Chatterbox, probably both of them maybe together, or one shortly after the other in either direction. Goes through the incentives plan, bump, worldwide on all of the exchanges. Next one, do. Okay. Having all of that foundations of all of those network and everything else in place. So bump. And yeah, that is our vision. You tell me if you like the vision. In fact, you tell me if you like the vision. Now, I want you to comment for me whether you do like my vision, whether you think I'm an absolute nutter, whether you think I'm stupid, whether you think that it's great. I don't care, guys. You speak the honest truth, and I want to know what your opinion is for where ERK is going to go to. Say this time next year, I want to know what your opinion is for where ERK will be this time next year. Go. Don't be scared to comment. This time next year, where's it going to be? And what do you think of the team's vision. I say my vision because it's not only my vision. I'm obviously the CEO. I am very much behind. I am very much a designer and architect in my mind of the visionary, let's say. But the team have a very, very big influence all in their own directions too. So what do you see? What do you see price-wise and for the vision and everything? $5. The team's vision is hang on. $5. This team's vision is far bigger than we understand, really. Yeah, it is. Just make Polaris great so I can quit my job and do useful stuff with my life. Absolutely, that's everybody's goal. And enjoy life, that's the most important thing. To the moon, baby, $10 plus. I like that. $15 and the team's vision is mind-blowing. Thank you. Love the vision. I am in this for the long run and I would be extremely happy for ERK to reach $3 and continue to grow from there on. I like that, conservative like myself. Like the Queen's song One Vision. I'm a big fan of Freddie Mercury and Queen actually, so I might have to have that as the backing for the next one then, shall I? The traders currently are seeing 5x returns and think this is great returns. They don't understand what ERK can do. Guys, in trading you make money from people who undervalue. You make money from people that sell too quick. You make money from weaker hands, obviously in general, so quick sellers. It's part of trading. It's psychological. It's a good thing. It's a good thing. Calling my boss tomorrow, telling him to start off. Yeah, good effort. Fly Me to the Moon, great song, just for ERK. Yeah, I like that one too. Although, be a little bit of a parody. I mean, it's used too much in this industry already. The terms, that is. Darren put a price for 31st December 2020. No, I've already told you I'm not doing that. $9.99. Guys, I'm doing this to see what your opinions are for what you think. $9.99. Being nuts to see dreamy, to see being nuts to see dream nobody can see is the best for your own life. Keep it up, Darren. Yeah, thank you. It took me a minute to put that one together. Yeah, guys, I think everybody can kind of see in. Oh, we've got some coming in on the other side as well now. I'm a fan of you and your vision. This time next year, ERK $4. Thank you, buddy. Love it, Darren. ERK this time next year, $10 plus. When we moon, can we become ERK ambassadors and do meetups around the world to celebrate $3+ Yes, absolutely. Remember, obviously, we will actually have a professional we will have an official ambassadors club, which is for those holding it will be the millionaire club. So those with more than 1 million ERK. But at $3, we might have to call that the 300,000 club, I guess. When we moon, yeah, done that one. Thanks for the awesome explanation, Darren. Love it so much. Thank you. $4 to $5 at least achievable. It is absolutely. Yeah, good. Good. I can't keep up with this now. I need to rev up. Yeah, maybe do 500,000 club. 1 million club will 1 million. Very few will own the small supply. Yeah, that's true. But obviously, the thing is, even if somebody has 1 million, everybody has their point. Everybody has their selling point. Everybody has their happiness point, and say for example, if you had 1 million coins, then everybody has that point at which that they're going to offload some, right? So if that point was when it got to $2, you were going to sell, I don't know, let's just say for easiness, when it got to $2, you wanted to sell 400,000 of those coins and buy yourself an £800,000, I don't know, Lamborghini or car or whatever, one Lambo, then so be it. But those coins, when they do that, those coins come away from that person, also you bought them for less, and they go into hands, and that is never a bad thing, guys, because remember, everybody wants to sell for more than what they got it. So the exchange of hands is actually is always a positive thing. And going back obviously to what's been discussed earlier with regards to leverage trading, futures trading thing, that obviously is the thing. With leverage trading or with futures trading, I can actually just go now and say I think price going to go down. I haven't got to buy it. If I buy it, then naturally I need the price to go up, so to speak. So it isn't a great thing for it. I need to rev up, maybe 500,000 club. We'll have more members, wouldn't it? Just keeping up on all of these. Okay, good. I am actually caught up. Guys, thank you everybody for joining. This one is being recorded. You may be able to see up in the top corner. I will be sharing this so that, or the recording will be posted everywhere as well, so people will be able to go through. Please do share it with your teams. Please do share it with anybody that holds ERK. If they're not engaged yet with ERK, please do share it with them. Please do show them what's happening, guys. Okay, we've always been very clear in what we're doing. We've always stuck to what we've said, and we are pushing forward and doing exactly that. Okay, 25 cents, I see it as a tiny baby step in a much bigger picture to answer that question too. Right, that's it for me. You all have a fantastic weekend, and try not to do too much partying, celebrating those nice positive moves up, guys. All right. My birthday tomorrow, so I'll post my ERK wallet address and you can send me as much as you like. Right, guys, that's it for me. Everybody have a fantastic one, and I will speak to you all very, very soon.